Good evening to everyone watching this. I'm Patrick Kennedy. Thanks for watching. I am talking today about three diverse groups in my school. I work at Timber Ridge School, which is located in Albany, Oregon. It is on the east side of town, located in a rapidly growing area of town. Timber Ridge is a 3 through 8 school and currently serves 733 students. We're down slightly from last year. Our report card last year listed about 350 students, so we're down slightly this year. The three groups that I want to talk about are students with disability, our culturally diverse learners, as well as our learners with lower socioeconomic status. In terms of students at Timber Ridge, students with disabilities account for 15% of our student population, so at 110 students. Students on disabilities, according to our report card, attend school 80% of the time, which is slightly below our school average of 84%. Students with disabilities pass their ELA and math, SBAC, also at a lower rate than students who are not on an IEP, significantly lower. Actually, ELA is 17% and math is 14%. So in terms of how our school serves students with disabilities, a few things came to mind. One is we have two functional skills classes for students with low cognitive abilities and low functional abilities. And so those students are included in classes often. They go to Gen Ed, ELA, math, and social studies. Math's there as their schedule permits. They are given support. They're also attending resource classes as they're able to as well. Support from adults, I should say. Students with an IEP for SLD or OHI or ED, those are students who have access to our resource room and to behavior support. At our school, we have 3 behavior support rooms, and so depending on students' needs, they can go for breaks or longer periods of times and get problem solving and different kinds of support that they need from staff there. Students with academic needs are served in the resource rooms. We have 3 resource classrooms and 3 resource teachers. All students, I should say most students, with an IEP are served in the afternoons. They take their core classes in the mornings, and then they take their SPED classes in the afternoon. There's an opportunity for core replacement for students who are significantly behind their grade level, rather than having them suffer through a class that they can't function in or they can't work in well. We have core replacement classes, which are small groups of students, and they're working at their ability level, which is also good because it gives them access to electives in the afternoons rather than taking their SPED classes. So, excuse me. Group number 2 is our culturally diverse students. Currently, Timber Ridge, our population is 21% students who are Hispanic, Black, Asian, or mixed race. That accounts for 154 of our students in our school. A few things that we do to support students. Our school is sensitive to language needs, and so all of our documents that are sent home, report cards, newsletters, emails, are all translated into 4 different languages, as parents are able to be translated into 4 different languages as parents request. Phone calls and school conferences, and then when parents come in, can all be interpreted. We have 2 two people on staff who are able to interpret Spanish. And we have access to electronic interpretation for other languages. Wednesdays at our school, we have a diversity club. Wednesdays at Timber Ridge, we have a diversity club that's led by our middle school counselor. It's for our middle school students. They meet and they talk about and plan activities that they feel like are interesting to them. It's student driven, which is pretty awesome. They're able to talk about things that they are interested in, things that are topics that are interesting to them, and plan activities. They're looking at planning some diversity nights at school, so families from our school can experience their foods and their interests, their culture, which is pretty awesome, I think. We have an EL teacher on staff now. It's our second year having an EL teacher, and one cool way that we integrate students is to have social studies taught by the EL teacher, and so she provides language-rich content to them so that they're able to get social studies support, but they're also able to work on their EL at the same time, so they're not losing the electives in the afternoon, which is pretty great for those kids. Third one is low socioeconomic status students. I didn't get the numbers for that one. Let me check real quick. Our student population is 41% free and reduced lunch. In terms of a few things, we reach out more to outside of our school for support for students that are low SES. The first way is within our school district, we have an organization called FACT. And so I think of FACT as like social workers for our school. And so we have access to, we have a primary person, and then anybody else that we need will help support. And they are our connection to outside resources in our community. So parents who need access to insurance or medical care, dental care, rides to appointments, pretty much anything that they would need to help support their lives in some way, access to rent or utility support, things like that. They're kind of our liaisons to all those services in our community, which is super helpful for those families. We have a partnership with Linn County Mental Health, and so we can get, we have a mental health provider who comes every Thursday, and she meets with students. And so students who are don't have insurance or are unable to afford it are given free access to mental health support through that counselor. We have a partnership with Fish of Albany, which is a organization that collects food, and they provide meals for students to take home on the weekend. So it's actually more like a snack bag, providing meals to them over the weekend. The last thing is something that I've been working on for students who have food scarcity, and that's a food sharing table. And that's a way for students who have more than they need to eat, extra things in their lunches. There are a lot of students, especially our younger students, who get more food in their lunches than they really need, and they're throwing it away. And so I wrote a grant, and I was awarded the grant in December. And so I'm working on purchasing a fridge and some equipment so that we can set up a food sharing table where students who don't need the extra food they have, they can drop it off. And then students who do need it can come and either pick it up during lunch or before, so that they are not embarrassed and they have access to the food that they need.